Hey everybody, this is Don again, and it is time for episode 55 of Practical Reality. It's Sunday afternoon, just after 5 p.m. You could call this the snowstorm edition, because wow, we have a big snowstorm happening right now. I'm going to turn my phone, open the window here and turn my phone so you can see what the park looks like. That's what you call a whiteout, and we're supposed to get like a foot of snow overnight, so we'll see what happens. I love it, and I know the snow haters are going to scream and say, oh my God, you poor son of SOB. But I know it's going to be a pain in the ass tomorrow, but right now I think it's beautiful, and I love it. So I also got some reactions from people from my last video who said they can't stand change either. Well, I think the point of my last video is self-evident. I take a different position on the subject. So today we're moving on to a different topic that I consider to be extremely important. I don't know how many of you watched the Olympics. I enjoy the Olympics. I watch a lot of different sports because you get to see a lot of them that you don't see often. So I really, I take the time to try and watch that. What happened this past Tuesday, in my opinion, was really incredible to see. A woman named Elana Meyers Taylor won the gold medal. And I think it's like her 5th Olympics. She finally won the gold, and it was an incredible performance. And when they interviewed her after she won the gold, you could see that the only thing that she felt in her heart was gratitude. You could see it all over her face, and she said the word at least 3 times during the interview that they gave her, which was only like a minute long. She talked about how everybody in her family and everybody in her circle of friends had sacrificed to make that moment possible for her, and that was all she could think about. She didn't have any way of expressing exactly how she felt. They asked her, what does that mean for you? She couldn't say. It was just pure gratitude. It was actually like shining from her face. That's what it looked like to me. She was somewhere else in a state of gratitude. That's what it looked like. She was so sincerely grateful, and it was just so moving to see it. Someone who has achieved something that she set her whole life towards, and she doesn't make it about herself. It's about everybody who helped her get there. I thought that was awesome. I think it's admirable, and I think it's wonderful to see somebody do that. It's an inspiration for anybody who understands the point she was trying to get across. What she showed is what I would call the beauty of gratitude. And gratitude to me, as I have said, is very, very important. If you look at a chart of vibrational frequencies, you'll see gratitude near the top just about every time. Gratitude simply means being grateful for everything that you have. And when you are in a state of gratitude and you don't have any lack or want or need, you already feel like you've gotten everything that you do need, and you are here in the present moment celebrating that fact and thinking about nothing but how wonderful life is, and how your heart is full of love, and how you want to give of this love that you feel in so many ways. And each person out there is going to have a different idea for what that means for them. And that's just part of the beauty of it. Now, of course, for my research, I did a Google search of the phrase, the benefits of an attitude of gratitude. And what I came up with was actually pretty amazing. Now, a lot of it I knew already, but there was some stuff in there that I did not know, so I want to share it with you. Of course, an attitude of gratitude, the first most obvious benefit is improved mental health. That's the first most obvious benefit. Now, let's remember that every thought that you have is the result of electrical impulses firing in your brain and chemicals being sent between these neurotransmitters. So being able to foster and maintain an attitude of gratitude means that the positive emotions that help reduce stress, hormones like cortisol, and increase neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine. That resulting shift in the transmission of those hormones will help you improve your sleep, will enhance your heart health, will help you build stronger relationships because you just radiate more positivity, and you lowers your lowers your chance of experiencing depression and anxiety. Now, beyond those most obvious benefits, an attitude of gratitude will also lower your blood pressure, reduce cellular inflammation, and strengthen your immune system. Next, an attitude of gratitude also helps keep the nervous system in balance and lower your heart rate. And the final benefit listed is greater resilience, which they explain as helping individuals cope with and recover from trauma or stressful life situations. And if you think about that, that's really true. During a traumatic or very stressful situation, your body shifts into much more of a defensive and reactive mode. To be able to break that pattern and radiate an attitude of gratitude is a major shift. Now, having gone through my own period of depression that lasted for quite a long time, I can tell you personally that having an attitude of gratitude is the best weapon you can possibly have to fight your risk of depression and anxiety. That is from personal experience. Having gone through a period of depression, you are always at risk for another one. So being able to practice an attitude of gratitude when you feel it start to rise in you is the best way to combat it and drive it away. I think that maintaining an attitude of gratitude should be an overall objective in your personal evolution. Being able to maintain an attitude of gratitude despite the events of the external environment will mean that you have achieved your highest objective of internal control, and which means you don't get triggered as much or not at all. Or when you do get triggered, you are able to recognize it immediately and shorten the period during which you stay triggered dramatically. Things that used to really bother you just don't anymore. Having spoken about my personal evolution, everyone knows that this is my goal from a personal standpoint, to be able to have complete internal control of my emotions and set the tone of an attitude of gratitude for myself in every interaction that I have and in every private thought. And I am definitely making progress. And in my next video, I'll talk about why. But that's enough for today. Gratitude is an easy emotion to explain. It feels awesome. You'll know that you're making progress when you're able to summon an attitude of gratitude to your mind anytime that you gain enough consciousness amid all of the daily stimulation that keeps you on automatic mode. When you get that one moment to quiet your mind during your busy day and you can take a deep breath and close your eyes and feel your vibration rise as you experience the feeling of gratitude genuinely, whether it is generated by the outside environment or whether it is generated through your own thoughts alone. Remember, as I've said, and it's proven, the subconscious mind does not know the difference between a feeling or an emotion that you generate in your mind and one that is generated by the external environment. It only knows the feeling and it amplifies it. So take an attitude of gratitude to heart because it will do your heart a lot of good. And that is the end of episode 55 of Practical Reality. My name is Don, and I am wishing you peace, prosperity, and happiness, and the inner peace, which will allow you to experience gratitude every moment of every day of your life. Thank you.